Thanks for joining us for another series of Kristel's Love Stories. Our next couple, Kory and Lianne, are two travel junkies who love a good adventure. Hear how their trip around the world led them to tying the knot right here in Cleveland.
Lianne and I first met, it was on April 30th, 2009. Downtown Willoughby. Funny enough, she was actually there celebrating one of her friend's birthdays.
I had a friend who was there who knew a girl he went to high school with. I thought he was the most annoying person I'd ever met. He was just trying too hard.
She kind of gave me that look like, who is this guy? And I said, hey, how's it going? And she totally didn't want to have anything to do with me. And then I was like, oh man, shot down. And I didn't even say who I was.
That night I thought he was really annoying, and then I talked to him the next week and I thought he was like the sweetest guy I've ever met.
I wanted to know who this girl was and meet her and get to know her. She was probably thinking differently at the time, but you know, here we are 6 years later.
He called me one day and asked me if I wanted to go to the Cavs game, which at that point I didn't really know him very well, so I didn't want to go at all. And I tried getting out of it, and everybody I worked with told me to go because I'd never been to a Cavs game before.
And I was like, I gotta take her. This is gonna be a great first date. I can impress her. I'll spend all this money. And so I got like 2 rows behind floor seats. And I just knew that this was gonna be the greatest date. If she didn't talk to me after that, fine, we're gonna have a great time.
I just remember getting in his car and we were dancing to music and had the best time. And when we got to the Cavs game, he made me laugh the whole night.
Our relationship, I would describe it like a roller coaster, but not so much up and down, just slowly going up, because I feel like every day with Lianne is just getting better and better.
Kory gets excited about everything. He wakes up in the morning, he's just happy to be awake. So every day is an adventure with him, and it's not boring.
We haven't hit the climax yet of the best date yet or experience together, because it's always, you never know what's gonna happen tomorrow or the next day. The moment I realized that she was the one, after I told her I loved her and I wasn't sure how she was gonna feel about that.
His mom had breast cancer and she was in the hospital.
And Lianne actually got to meet my mom, and my mom was like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. And for any girl, that was probably just hard, because she's like, oh, I just met this guy, oh my gosh, his mom's ill.
The whole time he was just so caring, Mom, can I grab you water? Can I do this? He was just so sweet the whole entire time. And we said goodbye to her and left. And I just remember on the way home, he cried the whole way home. I guess the fact that he was that vulnerable in front of me and opened up and let those barriers down, I just knew in that moment that he was special.
The proposal was huge. What better place than Paris, the city for lovers? And I was thinking, I'll do it under the Eiffel Tower.
We traveled to 7 different countries in 10 days, and we were exhausted, and the last trip, the last city we were at was Paris. While we were walking to the Eiffel Tower, he was kind of lagging, and he looked like he was sweating, and he looked sick, so I thought he was sick from dinner.
I was nervous, and I was walking behind my sister, and I said, hey, you got the camera, right? Because I need you to get these good shots when I proposed to Lianne. It was pretty surreal to me, and it was so quiet, and it was just, the Eiffel Tower was kind of lit up on the outside, and that's when I said, will you marry me? And she said yes.
We're getting married May 30th.
Our whole wedding is travel themed.
We're gonna have a lot of vintage suitcases and maps. The table names are gonna be cities that we visited together.
That's what we love to do, is to travel, spend time together, and keep the adventures coming. But I'm really looking forward to the honeymoon, because it's Costa Rica, so it's another awesome spot for us to have a good time and go to the volcano and zip line.
I just want to be married and be on vacation, because we have the most fun when we're traveling.